The present is theirs. The future for which I really worked is mine. Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The desire that guides me is to harness the forces of nature to the service of mankind. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge. Let the future tell the truth and evaluate each one according to his work. Great moments are born from great opportunities. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment. The individual is ephemeral. Races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. Intuition is something that transcends knowledge. All people everywhere should have free energy sources. Instinct is something which transcends knowledge. Of all things, I like books best. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. The gift of mental power comes from God, divine being. To know each other, we must reach beyond the sphere of our sense perceptions. The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude. The greatest pleasure is a victorious conclusion to a long struggle. If your actions don't match your words, you're lying to yourself. I could only achieve success through self-discipline. I applied it until my wish and my will became one. Every living being is an engine geared to the wheelwork of the universe. I do not think you can name many great inventions made by married men. Originality thrives in seclusion free of outside influences. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will advance more than ever before. The spread of civilization may be likened to a fire, first a feeble spark, next a flickering flame. The individual is born to work, suffer, and fight. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Our senses enable us to perceive only a minute portion of the outside world. Life is a rhythm that must be understood and followed. The more we know, the more ignorant we become. The purpose of life is to serve humanity. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. The future will show whether my theory is true. The feeling is constantly growing on me that I had been the first to hear the greeting of one planet to another. New ideas must not be judged by their immediate results. We are automatons completely controlled by the forces of the medium being tossed about. The inventor is a man who looks upon the world and is not content with things as they are. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. True rewards come from labor and sacrifice. A new idea must not be judged by its immediate results. Though free to think and act, we are held together like the stars in the firmament. Every effort under compulsion demands a sacrifice of life energy. Let the future tell the truth. The present is theirs. There is no energy in matter other than that received from the environment. To understand the true value of time, study how nature never rushes yet everything is accomplished. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Everything is light. In one of its rays is the fate of nations. If you only knew the magnificence of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances towards his goal. The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. All perceptible matter comes from a primary substance. Each day we go to our work in the hope of discovering. My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. The feeling of life should be more important than the act of living. The harder you work, the luckier you become. Our senses enable us to perceive only a minute portion of the outside world. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. Each day, we are at war with ignorance. It's not the love you make. It's the love you give to read someone's mind, watch their actions, not their words. There is no conflict between the ideal of religion and the ideal of science. The human being is a self-propelled machine. I have harnessed the cosmic rays and caused them to operate a motive device. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. Science is but a perversion of itself, unless it has as its ultimate goal the betterment of humanity. Each discovery opens up new territory to be explored. Nature may reach the same result in many ways. I have always been ahead of my time. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. There is no subject more captivating, more worthy of study than nature. The feeling of life grows through silence. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. To understand the secrets of life, you must learn to listen to silence.